Hello dear students, silent prayer. How are you all? Okay, all are happy and I hope that you have done the homework questions also. And today in this class we are going to see some constructions. So be ready with your instrument box.
Let's discuss the answers of the homework question. There was a question to write down the properties of isosceles triangle, isn't it? So, have you drawn the isosceles triangle? It looked like this, isn't it? So, let's name this as A, B and C. Now, what is the first feature? Yes, two sides of the isosceles triangle are equal. Here, which are the two sides? Yes, AC and BC. And what is the second feature? Base angles or angles opposite to equal sides are equal. Here, which are the angles? Yes, angle A and angle B are equal. What about the third point? We have drawn a perpendicular, isn't it? So the perpendicular from the third vertex bisects the base. What does the word mean bisect? Yes, equally divide. So here the perpendicular drawn equally divides the line AB into AD and BD, which are of equal length. And the fourth feature is the line joining the third vertex and the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. Look at the third point. Third point says if we draw a perpendicular from the third vertex to the base, it will bisect the base. What is the fourth feature? If we draw a line joining the third vertex and the midpoint of base, then the line drawn is the perpendicular line which is perpendicular to the base AB. Okay. And here the third vertex is on the perpendicular bisector of the base, which we have seen in the last class, that the third vertex of the isosceles triangle lie on the perpendicular bisector, isn't it? Here the third vertex is on the perpendicular bisector of the base. Last and the important feature is in any isosceles triangle, the perpendicular from the point joining equal sides to the opposite side bisects the angle at this point and the side opposite. Here it means that we have drawn a perpendicular CD, isn't it? Which is perpendicular to AB. And we have said that here AD and BD are equal. And also this angle, that is angle ACD and angle DCB are also equal. That is the perpendicular bisects the base and the angle at the vertex also. This is a very important result. So keep all these properties in your mind. So we discussed the properties of isosceles triangle. Now let's see the properties of isosceles triangle in terms of circle. Here as you can see, ABO is an isosceles triangle with equal sides are AO and OB. Here we have inserted this isosceles triangle inside a circle, as you can see. Now by looking at the picture, can you tell me what is the specialities? Okay, I will mention one more thing. Here O is the center of the circle. Now can you tell me anything? Yes, the center of the circle and the third vertex of the isosceles triangle are equal. Correct. And what about the two sides? Okay, let's discuss one by one. By looking at the base, can you tell me anything? What is the base? What is the name here? AB, isn't it? AB is the base of the triangle AOB. And the base of this triangle is dash of circle. Can you fill the dash? Yes, chord of the circle. Yes, very good. And what about the third vertex? Third vertex of the isosceles triangle is center of the circle. Correct. Now, what about OX? Can you say anything about OX? Okay. Can you relate OX and AB? Correct. The perpendicular from the center of a circle to the chord bisects the chord. In fact, the result was like this. If we draw a perpendicular line from the third vertex to the base, it will bisect the base, isn't it? Here we converted all these in terms of circle. Here the third vertex is center. So the perpendicular from the center of circle to a chord bisects the chord. That is, if OX is perpendicular to AB, then what will you get? Correct. AX equal to XB. Very good. Now, what can you say? The next property. Think in reverse. The second property in reverse. Yes. The line joining the center of a circle and midpoint of the chord is, we have already discussed. The line is called, yes, perpendicular. The line is perpendicular to the chord, isn't it? That is, if AX equal to XB, because we have taken the midpoint of the chord. Midpoint is X. So AX equal to XB. If AX equal to XB, what you can say about OX? Yes, OX is perpendicular to AB. The second and third properties are reverses of one another, isn't it? So these are the main properties we can rewrite in terms of circle. So if I ask you to draw an isosceles triangle, what will you do? Yes, you will choose the center as a vertex and any 2 point, that is a chord, as the base and complete the triangle. If I ask you to draw an isosceles triangle with all the vertices on the circle, how will you draw? Then also it is easy, right? We all know how to draw two equal chords from a point on the circle. Then join the sides, you will get an isosceles triangle. So I know all of you know how to draw the isosceles triangle. My question is, how will you draw an equilateral triangle with all the vertices on the circle? We need the equilateral triangle whose vertices, 3 vertices on the circle. Now yes, we need to draw 3 equal chords, isn't it? Such that each pair intersect on the circle. So we need only draw 3 equal chords, each pair of which intersect on the circle. So draw a circle and 3 equal chords such that each pair intersect on the circle. All of you quickly draw a circle and draw 3 equal chords. I know it is very easy to draw 2 equal chords from a point on circle, isn't it? Choose a single point and then drawing 2 equal chords is very easy because we have discussed that in the previous class. What about the third side or the line joining the endpoints? Is it the same as the 2 equal chords drawn at first? See, these two are the 2 equal chords because we have chosen a point first. Then we can draw it very easily. See, we have joined the third side or we have joined the endpoints of the equal chord. And this is a triangle. But is it an equilateral triangle? By looking at it, can you tell me, is it an equilateral triangle? No, isn't it? So, the chord joining their endpoints is not of same length. That means the triangle you obtained is not an equilateral triangle. So, all of you understood that it is not very easy to draw the equilateral triangle by simply drawing 3 equal chords. Now, let's analyze an equilateral triangle inscribed on a circle, and by analyzing the figure, let's find a method to draw an equilateral triangle whose 3 vertices are on the circle. And you can see a figure. Here the triangle is equilateral triangle whose 3 vertices are on the circle. I will give you some clues to find a method to draw an equilateral triangle like this. So the first clue is draw the radius perpendicular to the bottom side of the triangle. All of you first draw an equilateral triangle, inscribed a circle like this, and then draw the radius perpendicular to the bottom side. Here this is the center of the circle, and after drawing the radius perpendicular to the bottom side, we will get a figure like this, isn't it? Okay. Next, identify the features. That is, after drawing the radius perpendicular to the bottom side, what happened to the bottom side? Or what is the speciality of this radius drawn and the bottom side? Yes, the radius bisects the bottom side, isn't it? Because from the previous discussion, we got that the perpendicular from the center of a circle to a chord bisects the chord. Because we have discussed some properties of isosceles triangle in terms of circle. And all the properties are very important, and one among them is this. That's why the radius bisects the bottom side. Then the next clue, join the vertices of the triangle with the center and then identify the angle at the center. First, all of you join the vertices of the triangle. After joining, what you get? You will get a figure like this, isn't it? Now identify the angle at the center. That means what about this angle, and this angle? See, what is the total angle at the center? 360 degree, isn't it? As this is an equilateral triangle, what will be these three angles? Yes, 360 divided by 3, and that is 120 degree each, isn't it? Okay. Now, the next clue is join end of radius and end of perpendicular side. Here you have drawn a perpendicular, the radius perpendicular to the bottom side, isn't it? Join the endpoint of that and the endpoint of the radius. That is this point and this point. What do you obtain? Yes, you will get a triangle, isn't it? So, you obtained a triangle, and can you tell me what kind of triangle is this? Okay, before telling the angle, let's see some more properties. Here, this full angle is 120 degree. So, what about this angle? Half of 120 degree. And how? We have already discussed that the radius bisects the bottom side, and also the radius bisects the angle at the center also. So this is 120 degree, and so each of this will be 60 degree each. Okay. Now see, what is the speciality of these two sides? Yes, these two are the radius of the circle, isn't it? So these two sides are equal, and we have said that so this is an isosceles triangle. So the angles at the angles opposite to equal sides are equal. So this angle and this angle are equal. We know that the sum of angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Here one angle is already 60 degree. So what is remaining is 120 degree. And equal, we should divide that equally. So 120 by 2 gives 60 degree. So 3 of these angles is 60 degree. So what kind of triangle is this? Yes, equilateral triangle, isn't it? So each angle at the center is 120 degree, and so the radius bisects angle at the center are 60 degree. So we get small equilateral triangle after joining the end of radius and end of perpendicular side, isn't it?